but I didn't start till now. Anyways, here we are. SOL3L, S, sorry. And I got this little trade last night actually. Ran over here to my studio, my office. And after I saw this candle break the 100, and of course you don't want to jump in there. Always wait, especially with that kind of movement. Here she comes back, tests the 100, flips. This would have been the candle to get in on. I'm not sure I did. It might have been one of these ones. I forget. I don't think this is in the right place. Put my stop loss below the candle that broke the 100. It's worked out really well. And take profits at this resistance. Went higher, but you never know exactly where it's going to go. You have to look for areas that make sense. So we had resistance here, lots of resistance here. And so here, of course, I'm looking for this area. This is, there's support back here on that line. Anyways, happy trade. I took a small position on that one, only because, let's go to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we were high on the stochastics and below the 50 on the RSI. So, and here's that trade? I don't know where, it's right here. So I'm waiting for the 4 hour to really reset here and RSI to come above the 50. Here's the MACD. I don't really use it too much. Mostly I'm looking at these lines. It's kind of, what is this pattern? Let's take a look at the 4 hour. What's it doing? We're way below the 100. So bearish. Let's move some of these now. Delete. And 4 hour. I could try to see what kind of a pattern is going on here. It's keeping the trend line. If you zoom back. This is a trend line from way back here. It's not a great line. This is the only place it's been touched. So, other than I think the market is, especially if you go to look at some of the stocks like the US 30, I think the market is not looking super strong. US 30 on the 4 hour is coming up against resistance. It's another one I trade. So we got a line here, support resistance line. You can go back and take a look at that. Broken through the ribbon, so not bad, but this is going to be strong resistance here on the 100. Also high on the stochastics, high on the RSI. So, price breaks through the 100, these reset, I'll start thinking the market's looking more bullish in general. But this 4 hour SOL short token, we're still in the golden pocket here, but like I said before, sometimes these cup and handles, they can be dicey and come right back down, make a double bottom. So when you have too many questions, I think it's best just to sit on the sideline and wait and see. anyways, that's why I didn't put a big position in last night on this trade, and it worked out, so I'm happy. You don't always have to go all in. This trade back here, I had way more confidence because I think the 4 hour was lining up as well. But usually too, you might see some chop like this for a while before we really see a direction. And then you can see when there's real direction, boom, you can get really big moves. Or for instance on this side, boom. So I like this strategy though. You get in, you want to get as close as to lines as possible. The closer the better. And then for instance here, you know, if I bought that retest of the 100 and had my stop loss right there below the candle that broke it, very good risk to reward. You know, let's check it out. It would be 13. Killer, you know, with only 0.4% on the stop loss, but it doesn't always work that way. You don't want to buy up here because although the trade worked out, you know, had you bought that pump, you're sitting a risk reward of 2, which is all right, but not great. And you got almost 2% loss. So you still would have worked, but you would have had to suck up all this drawdown. And if you have a big position, that's going to hurt. And then you would have made it. But it always can stop you out. So always best to get in as close as possible to the line. So it breaks the 100, comes back, tests the 100, and then goes up. If it breaks back through, then you start looking for a short position. In this case, I would go over to, or it's a little confusing because this is technically the short position. You want to look at the opposite. So I go over to SOL3 long and look at a play. Now here's a play I did this morning and I got stopped out, which was not the end of the day. It was a bit high here. You know, broke the 100. EMA ribbon flipped, even crossed the 100. So this is all looking good for an upside move. And I can't remember, I think I entered right here and got stopped out. So, you know, I just negated my own philosophy. I should have gotten closer to the line. And now looks like we're getting resistance on the 100. So in that case, I'm back to SOL3 short and watching it right now here. Again, broke the 100. EMA ribbon is turning up. Stochastics is high, so I'm waiting for these guys to come down, RSI to come down, and also when we go, let's keep this SOL3 short just for the 4 hour. Also, I'm really waiting for this come back down. The RSI, stochastics RSI, and ideally the regular RSI to be trading above the 50. So we'll see. We will see. And again, there's this trend line here. This is good to delete all your lines and get a fresh look at what you're looking at. In fact, in the bigger picture here, this is looking like, and I do like this. I do like the head and shoulders. You know, you got shoulder, head, kind of. They don't always look perfect. I guess maybe more of a complex head and shoulder. So something like that. You know, basically what a head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders is you have a low a lower low, but then you get that higher low, which is indicative of a trend reversal. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not trying to say it's going one way or the other, just riding the waves as they come, which is why I love trading. It's fun. It's fun if you manage your risk and you don't go over your head in ways you can't handle. It can be very profitable and, in fact, joyful. I like finding patterns and things. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm stretching it on this, but overall, still, even though we're getting some pumps out of the market here, still the macro situation, I just don't see much upside, which makes me focusing more on the short token. So for trade for today, let's go back to the 5-minute. Basically waiting here for these guys to come down. You know, if we come back to this trade, we were look at that, broke the 100, came back and tested, and we were low on the stochastics, and the RSI was above the 50, and the 1 minute was above 100. This is textbook. That's why I took the trade. I was a little late on it, but you can't always be perfect. And boom, like I said, I didn't put in much. I was going to bed. It's nice to not even have to worry about it. But that's 5%. 5% in. That's why I love these tokens. SOL might go up. You know, if that's 5%, that means SOL went up 1%. So you get just a little 3x the move in 2 hours. So if SOL goes up or down 5%, you're getting 15% on these tokens. The liquidity can be a little low, like you can see here on the 1 minute. All these gaps, there's usually somewhat of a gap in between the bid and the ask. But I'm not trading huge positions, so it hasn't been a problem. Yeah, so let's see what happens. You can put alerts down here too. You know, I'll put an alert for a reset of the stochastics RSI on the 5 minute, and I'll come back out here later if it makes sense. Stochastics, say SRSI, SRSI. I like to write something so I know. SRSI reset, SOL3S. So I know what it is. And I can check on my phone. Anyways, that's it for now. Enjoy your day. Thanks for tuning in.